Welcome to the very last video of your Intro to Civil Engineering Techniques semester project. You guys have done a ton of work, and I hope you've learned a lot, even if it has been frustrating at times, but that's the engineering process, and you'll only get better as you go. So this video is just here so I can clarify any questions you guys might already have about what needs to be done this deliverable and everything that needs to be submitted. You are more than welcome to ask in office hours, post questions on Piazza, but figured we would make this as a sort of wrap up to the project. First thing I want to point out is just to check the due date, both on the document as well as and especially in Canvas. It's possible, given that it's the end of the semester, you might have a little bit more time than the original or the normal due dates that have been happening throughout the semester. So just check to see if you do or not. And with that, we can get into the actual deliverable. So since this is the last one and you're sort of finishing out your engineering design, UVA is asking you to compile everything you've done, put it all into one package that represents the scope of your O'Hill Field design proposal. You also need to put a preliminary materials cost estimation and a work schedule for your design in the form of a Gantt chart. You're also expected to add a couple of accompanying documents, including a one-page description and a 2 to 4 minute video. These are not intended for you to spend a lot of time on them. In fact, the less time you can spend on them and get them done to meet all the requirements, the better. So first thing that you did was the cost estimation here. You focus only on materials and you use the provided template and added any items that weren't included on that template. You must make sure that you used at least 5 items using QTO and Civil 3D. And that table that QTO outputs in Civil 3D, be sure to submit that in some form or another. That can be on a plan sheet, part of your supplementary PDF. It just needs to be in your submission. The other major thing you did was the Gantt chart. As we covered in that video, at least 15 tasks are required, broken up into 3 phases, so be sure you have those. You are welcome to take up to 10 tasks of the, I think, 18 or 19 I had in the video. You're welcome to take up to 10 of those, but at least 5 of your 15 must be original to your project. So it has to be something that I didn't write on there. Also, be sure to actually, use the formulas and conditional formatting and don't just manually color in the cells. I also guarantee that if you do this, it won't really reduce the amount of time you're spending on it. So might as well learn something, go through the process, and have something that's pretty modular and cool and you can use in the future if you ever need to. The third thing that you need to submit here is your design file. So this is your actual Civil 3D drawing file. Oops, sorry. We have not required you to submit any of these yet, but you are required to submit this one. This is more for your assurance than for ours. If we happen to come across any issues in your plan sheets or we look like something's missing, then we can actually open your file and see, did they do it? Was it there? That way we're giving you as many points as we can. So please submit that file and make sure that it, opens, saves correctly. This just needs to be one of your final design models. So this can be from deliverable 6, 7, or 8, wherever you feel like you have a file that represents your final proposed design well, I would use that one. You do not need to put everything into one file, so don't try to merge your surfaces or combine your stormwater and your road design and your section views and all that. Don't try to do that. Just pick one of the files you already have. You need to also resubmit your final sheet set. This should be something you already made in deliverable 7, but if you feel like you need to go back and make any changes or add anything, you're welcome to do that. All of this should be in a single PDF file. Now going on to the sort of deliverables for the client, you need to make a 1-page or less document with 3 sections. The first section describes your overall process, so sort of the skills you learned, the trajectory of the project, the things that you chose to design. Second one is challenges you experienced and how you overcame those problems. 1 or 2 will suffice. If you want to put more, you can. And then the last part is just describing the main lessons and skills that you've learned. This should go beyond just like, I learned how to use Civil 3D. Again, that should be 1 page or less. So do not go over 1 page if you can. Single spaced. So if you decide to double space, 2 pages is fine. Lastly, you need a 2 to 4 minute video presentation. It's up to you how you choose to record it. You can create a Zoom or a Teams meeting and record that and send the link to it. Make sure it's public if it's on a Google Drive or OneDrive or Dropbox. Or even better would be to upload the actual video file. So just choose one or the other. It really doesn't matter if you submit a link as long as it works, or a file format. The video file is easier for us in case your link doesn't work. It's harder to contact you guys during finals. You can also screen record via like OBS. That's how I'm making these videos, or any other similar program. For the video presentation, you should be doing this on a slideshow. The slideshow does not need to be long. Think, 4 to 8 slides. And, it's up to you how you do this. It's only 2 to 4 minutes. So if your slideshow is pretty much just screenshots of your plan set, that works. You don't need to submit that plan. You don't need to submit that slideshow, sorry. Now, here you can see a very important part here. Sorry, it looks like we're doing some document checking at the same time here. You cannot use screenshots of your Civil 3D model view. Everywhere where you are doing the design, you can't use screenshots of that. Any screenshots need to come from your plan set. Additionally, you are welcome to use a couple of screenshots of a 3D view that you used. So the 3D view will be the ones that you submitted for like deliverable 1, deliverable 4, showing your site, your roadways, etc. You can use a couple of those, but you must use everything else being screenshots from your plan set. So you can see that there. That's everything you need to do. And you can see all of the things you need to submit right here. Your full plan set as one PDF, that should be pretty much done. You can check deliverable 7 for all of the requirements there. You need a supplementary combined PDF that includes all of the following things. Most of these you already have done. You have all 3 calculations done. Your scorecard should be done. If you haven't done the justifications, do those. That is 1 to 2 sentences max per point, or per item. Also, BMP justifications, just 1 to 2 sentences per BMP that you put on your site max. In addition, just at most a 1-page design document, which we covered above. Your QTO and cost estimation table. Include the Civil 3D table as well. Your Gantt chart, so this should be as a PDF. It makes it a lot faster for the graders to go through. So include these things as a PDF. And then if you want to include 2 to 3 views of your deliverable, you're welcome to from your 3D views, but this is not required. Then submit your actual drawing file and the 2 to 4 minute video. The video tutorials will be posted under resources here, or you can go to the same YouTube page you've been looking at. The codes for the QTO are included right here, and the actual template for the cost estimation is included in the Canvas assignment. So please go through, check all of that, and hopefully that answers all of the main questions you've had. So congratulations, good job, you guys have done a lot of work, and best of luck with all of your future Civil 3D work.